Welcome to the Dissect. It's another 27th of May. Nigeria will join the rest of the global community to celebrate Children's Day. There will be speeches, parades, school performances, messages about hope, dreams, and the future of the Nigerian child. But while the country prepares to celebrate, some Nigerian children are still missing, still in captivity, still waiting to come home. Just last week, Nigeria has yet another horrifying school attack, this time in Oyo State. Gunmen stormed multiple schools in the Orire area in broad daylight. Not at midnight, not in secrecy, in daylight. Children between the ages of about 2 and 16 years old were reportedly abducted alongside their teachers and school staff. Reports say at least 39 students and 7 teachers were taken during the coordinated attacks on primary and secondary schools. Some witnesses and local leaders placed the total number even higher, up to 46 victims, including toddlers. Now let's think about that for a moment. Children were reportedly taken from their classrooms, in front of their teachers, their headmasters, their guardians, while an ordinary school day was still going on. And in the middle of this tragedy, one abducted teacher, Michael Oyedokun, was later killed in captivity. This is no longer just insecurity, it is trauma becoming routine. And this is where the contradiction becomes difficult to ignore. How does a nation celebrate childhood while children are still being hunted in schools? How do we tell children they are the future? Some cannot even feel safe in the classroom. Because in many communities now, school is no longer seen only as a place of learning. For some parents, it has become a place of fear. And perhaps one of the hardest conversations Nigerians continue to have is what happens when some perpetrators are eventually caught or surrendered. Some pass through rehabilitation and reintegration programs designed to reduce future violence. Security experts argue that these programs are necessary for long-term peace. But many citizens continue to ask, what does reintegration mean to families whose loved ones never returned? How does forgiveness feel fair when victims are still missing? Because for grieving families, justice is not theoretical, it is deeply personal. So what's the verdict? Children's Day should not only be about celebration, it should also be about reflection. Because a nation is measured not by the speeches it gives its children, but by how safe it keeps them. From Chibok to Dapchi to Kankara to the recent attacks in Oyo State, even the one in Papiri, the story has remained painfully familiar. Children taken, families broken, communities traumatized, and a nation forced to mourn what should never become normal. Nigeria cannot continue to raise generations of children under the shadow of fear. Schools must remain places of learning, not places of abduction. And until every Nigerian child can learn, grow, and dream without fear, the celebration remains incomplete. I am Esther, and that was the Dissect.